Okay, this is the bigger degree. The bigger degree is telling us either we are topping in what is a major, major long-term structure, as you could see here. I mean, this is just the structure off the 2009 low. This is just that structure. So as you can see, we are very, very stretched to the upside after having a major, I mean, you're talking about a 17-year bull market now. That is after the last major fourth wave. As you can see, that the third wave of this massive third wave topped in 2000, and then we entered a 9-year fourth wave bear market, and now we're getting a 17-year bull market. And my expectation is, yes, we should be in the final stages of this structure. Of course, this segment of the structure leaves a lot of interpretations on the chart, and that's why you see a number of different potential counts being applied to this. I'm leaving the one that I have, and that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending diagonal structure off of the 2020 COVID low crash, because that's a very large fourth wave. And I'm just going to assume that is the bigger fourth wave of this wave 5 of 3. In the smaller degree, let's go back to the 1 minute. A couple things I want to note. This MACD is higher than anything I've seen before. That's first, but it just means the trend is strong right now. But the histogram is clearly weakening. This is 5 waves up. Does that 5 waves up represent the end of this structure? Very well could, guys. We are very stretched on all time frames. So it very well could be the end of a very long-term structure and a bull market beginning after we're done here. But because of how stretched this market has become, and we cannot assume that a bear market has indeed begun, I am looking for how can we stretch even further, and that this would be a wave 1, get a wave 2 pullback, and then you get a 5 wave move higher. Now, because of the size of this wave 1, I have had to increase my target for a 1-2 structure here. So yes, this is a little higher. Before I had these 2 fibs as my target. I had to increase it because if this is only a wave 1 and we have to project our targets off of a 1-2 structure, it is projecting higher because of the size of wave 1. So, but remember, it means we need to see a corrective pullback followed by a 5 wave rally off of that, and then another corrective pullback. Should this develop, folks, I am going to be buying in a relatively big way. I'm not going to put all the money that I've taken out of the market back in. I'll probably do half. And I'll probably put half of it, some of it in index, some of it in individual stocks that are still set up to go higher. I much prefer the individual stock route, but to be honest with you, if you get this 1-2, 1-2, you cannot ignore the potential growth in your account if you're going to get this structure. So again, you get this 1-2, 1-2 set up in the coming weeks and months, folks. I think it's a buying opportunity. However, just going to warn you, if whatever rally we get here is not clearly impulsive, that opens the door to that larger degree bear market is having begun. And your initial indication is going to be a breakdown below the B wave. Because once you invalidate this 1-2 higher, there's only one potential count left that could possibly take us higher, and you still have to go down to about the 5,500 to 6,000 region to get there. That's an even bigger diagonal structure with one more rally ABC yet to come. Again, right now, not my primary. But I want to be clear. If the market does prove this to us, then yes, I even will go long and I'll put a stop below 2. If you get stopped out on that, then out. But if we get a 1-2, 1-2 solid structure, I'm putting back in. If not, I stay out. It's my plan. Smaller degree, 16-minute. I mean, just wow. We are now at we just hit the 323, over 300% move of the 1-2 structure. That's massive. The next move higher would be the 338. I can't even believe I'm considering that, but holy cow. The 338.2 would be the next higher target, 74.65. Man, is this stretched. Again, I'm showing the same principles here. Either you're going to get a corrective wave 2 followed by another 5-wave structure and then a corrective 2 here. This is going to be a buy, stops below here. And while you're looking for this pullback, you should be looking at individual stocks that have a nice setup as well. So I'm going to stress both. I think both will be a good opportunity in that, because there's going to be a lot of individual stocks that will not get that same type of rally. Some may only get a corrective rally as they've hit their all-time highs already. And again, a breakdown below this B wave low tells us likely an A wave of the bear market having begun. Smaller degree on the 5-minute. Is there anything to give to us? Not really. I mean, pretty much saying the same thing across the board. Okay. A couple others I want to address. IWM, bigger picture. You know, if you remember, I had this as a Alt 4, as this would be a big, very, very large corrective A, B, C, followed by a 5th wave rally. That was not my primary. And especially since we started rallying with 3-wave structures, I did not make that my primary. But now that we have developed most of the structure, I think the most reasonable way to look at this is as I'm showing you, as a big old diagonal. Now, does it have problems? Sure it does. I'm not crazy about how wave 5 is taking shape because of the size of the ABC structure here in wave 5. Not crazy about that. But I think after looking at this many, many different ways, to me, this makes the most sense, especially since this is a rather clear 5-wave structure here, guys. Off this low here is a rather clear 5-wave structure. And again, you break down below this B wave, ladies and gentlemen, that's your initial signal that a long-term bear market has potentially begun. Smaller degree, looking at the 60-minute. And in the 60-minute, also not the most ideal of ending diagonal structures. Yes, I can come up with a count that says this is the top, but until we actually break down below this wave 2, it's an ugly ending diagonal structure, not at all typical, but I can at least make the argument until we break down below 2. Okay, so that would expect one more higher high. In this structure, wave 3 hit your 1, 2, 3, 6. You got to pull and we're back in wave 4, overlap wave 1. And your next ideal target is at least the 1618, 294. 1764 is ideal target, 295 and change. That's the IWM.